This is a scale scratch-built pontoon boat. I have been building on it on and off for the last 3 years. Started out as an idea for a rescue boat, and it still is a rescue boat, and then it grew into this, a full-on scale project that without question has been my most ambitious scale build to date. My thinking was it would be easy enough to build a pontoon style boat. Oh, and while I'm at it, let's just also make it a scale boat. So there's a lot to unpack here, from all the working features on the boat, the materials I used, how I built it, and also how the rescue function works on the boat. Yes, these are Barbie dolls. This version is what they call the made to move Barbies. Ken is 11 inches tall and Barbie is 9.5 inches tall. It's always a hard thing to find scale figures for a model. This turned out to be a big boat. My original idea was to make a pontoon style boat, and a third of this length up front here is where I'll scoop up one of my downed outriggers. So that meant the overall length of the boat, I have structure holding it, the two pontoons together, over 2/3 the length. Front thirds where I scoop up a boat that needs rescued. So from the tip of the pontoon to the rear, it's 53 inches. That's not counting the transom and the outboard. That's how this boat came to be. I was originally just going to make out of PVC pipe like a pontoon style boat, just a frame. And then I thought, while I'm at it, why not just make it a scale boat? So I've done all of this building just by looking at pictures of pontoon boats, and what's called LAR engineering looks about right. So all these couches, console, this seat here, you can flip the seat, the backrest forward so it can sit either way. Obviously it needs a bimini top. So I did all this scratch building, just materials from buying them off the internet, from my local hardware store. All the material for furniture is from Walmart, and the flooring and the bimini. Where I missed was a 53-inch boat. I had that other outboard for it. I figured it'd be about 6 or 8 pounds. I just figured it out as I went, and it turns out that that outboard would barely plane it. You're just not going to build a 53-inch boat and have it weigh 6 to 8 pounds. So the boat turned out to be everything I expected. This is what I had figured to build. Had it in my mind to build it. All the ideas you see here. But I needed more power. And that's where this came into the picture. This outboard is rated for a 3,000 watt system. Only running about 2,000 watts through it. I have a TFL 4092 brushless motor in there. 1400 kV. I'm running it on 6S. So it has plenty of power. Really moves the boat out. Performs better than I expected.
Woo! That's crazy.
And if need be, I could put a bigger motor in there. I'm plenty happy with that performance. That was before I added about 3 pounds of the interior features. So the boat came in all up weight, including the motor battery, at 24.5 pounds. Put the bimini up, folded it up, so we can take a look at some of the scale features here. All 4 doors function. Open and close. These are hand carved handles from styrene. Here's the folding collapsible swim ladder. So it folds up and the ladder collapses. I made these latches right here out of styrene, so when you put it up, it snaps into place. Then collapse the ladder. You saw me working the adjustable captain's chair early in the video. Interesting thing is, when I put him in the seat, I have to put it all the way back so he fits. When I put her in the seat, I have to move her all the way forward so she can reach the steering wheel. Console has all the features on the dashboard. Full set of gauges. Has the GPS fish finder combination unit. I made the steering wheel from a bamboo shish kebab skewer. Took a little over 2 hours of steaming to get it to be able to form it to the steering wheel. The steering wheel and the base is made from layers of styrene. Glued together and sanded and shaped and painted. The carbon fiber surround on the dash is just an airplane covering. Looks like carbon fiber, simulates it. And I have the rocker switch panel in there. All those features on the dash are printed on the computer and taped on, sealed in with tape. Those are O-rings from a kit I have outlining the gauges. Gives it a little more depth. Here's the shifter, the Merc control. Has the trim button, shifter. It's just many layers of styrene, all hand carved and sanded and painted. Made the windshield from an old helicopter canopy. Used some styrene pieces to make the mount. Furniture is made from pipe insulation and then foam. It's like 1/2 inch thick foam. And I wrap the material around the foam. And just like the Bimini, I didn't do any stitching. This is all done with E6000 glue. Got the armrests and built-in cup holders. All these pieces of furniture is styrene. So design it, cut it out, glue it together, sand it, all the radiuses on the corners, prime it, paint it, do the upholstery. And then they're riveted in place. Here's a handy little feature I came up with. Originally, right here, just had another screw with a nylock nut. It's always a worry of dropping them in the water, losing them. Plus it took too long to fold or unfold the Bimini. So I turned these plastic pins, my lathe, and it's got a small body clip, and I restrain them with a piece of fishing line. The sides are made from aluminum fascia. I like how the wood grain is stamped into it. Simulates just like a real pontoon boat. Makes it a little stiffer. All this faux aluminum framework is strips of styrene. I had to cut 23 pieces, 3/16 wide, out of 24-inch sheet of styrene. Sand all the edges, prime them, paint them. Heat them up with my heat gun, form them around the corners, and they're all glued on with E6000. Told you there was a lot to unpack here. So the fascia, aluminum fascia, I bent that radius around the flashlight. It's the right size radius. like these armrests. I heated up the styrene with the heat gun, bent them around the flashlight, and then pulled them a little tighter. The same thing back here. Are you wondering where the electronics are? These back couches here are the radio compartment. Made this seat so it removes. Got a slot here where it snaps into this lip. Got latches, spring-loaded latches right here. Buttons coming through to the outside. There's the motor battery. This back corner seat, it's a pretty snug fit. It's captured in the two other couches. Here's where I plug in my motor battery. And under this seat here, it's the receiver. So I have this Prop Blast water pickup. Goes through the motor water jacket, comes up into the radio compartment, goes through the ESC. Here's my discharge on the side here. We're not done yet. Got a little more to unpack here. Save the best for last. I told you this was a rescue boat. Scale pontoon rescue boat. And it does work as a rescue boat. The whole front platform raises up to scoop up the down boat. Same time the deck goes up, there's a bumper, drops down in the back, so captures the down boat between the two pontoons, push it with the bumper. When you lower the deck, it raises up the bumper so that the bumper's not dragging in the water. So the only issue with all this beautiful scale pontoon rescue boat, I don't feel like taking this to the water every time I go to run my boats. It's that big. But that's the flaw in the engineering of this model. I never considered the size of it. Function is great. The scale boat is lovely. But I already have a handier, lighter, easier to use rescue boat. So other than just for the novelty, I don't see myself really using this as a rescue boat. The servos that actuate this front deck, they're under the console and that bench seat.